bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly, since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control?
We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do that.
Of Germany's centre-left Social Democrats is about to become the country's 9th post-war federal chancellor.
Germany's new government. The Traffic Light Coalition, named for the colours of its parties. The Social Democrats, who champion fair society. The Free Democrats, who champion business and industry. And the Greens, who, well, the clue's in the name, champion the environment.
Most of the 21st century, Germany has been the economic envy of Europe. Thanks to its thriving domestic industrial base, Germany is the 4th largest economy in the world, the world's 3rd largest exporter, and it has the highest GDP per capita of any large European country.
These sanctions have been prepared over many weeks in great detail, and a part of this is also thinking about tools that have this effect on the aggressor, but at the same time have minimal repercussions on economic development opportunities at home.
Travel to Moscow today to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin over the crisis in Ukraine.
Meanwhile, President Biden is meeting with Germany's new chancellor, hoping to diffuse the growing tension. Our D.C. Bureau Chief Ben Kennedy live at the White House now with much more. Ben.
Calvin, Nicole, President Biden said the U.S. and Germany are working lockstep to deter Russia aggression and have agreed to swift and severe sanctions if they invade.
This first time.
His first time in D.C. since taking office in December, as German Chancellor Olaf Scholz met with President Biden in the Oval Office amid fears Russia could invade Ukraine.
Working in lockstep to further deter Russia. Make the choice to further invade Ukraine. We are jointly ready.
We are acting together. We are absolutely united, and we will not taking different steps. We will do the same steps, and they will be very, very hard to Russia, and they should understand.
das nicht in Krieg ausarten soll bei uns in Deutschland, weil wir Frieden wollen. Wir wollen den Frieden behalten. Und alles andere muss sachlich und ruhig geklärt werden. Deshalb bin ich hier. Als Urgroßmutter von 5 Uhr.
The German Defence Minister Boris Pistorius has denied that his country is isolated within NATO as it continues to resist sending battle tanks to Ukraine.
If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly, since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control?
We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
This is also a tremendous opportunity. It's a tremendous opportunity to once and for all remove the dependence on Russian energy, and thus to take away from Vladimir Putin the weaponization of energy as a means of advancing his imperial designs. That's very significant, and that offers tremendous strategic opportunity for the years to come. But meanwhile, we're determined to do everything we possibly can to make sure that the consequences of all of this are not borne by citizens in our countries, or for that matter, around the world.
I've introduced legislation to make Nord Stream 2 sanctions permanent. In your judgment, do you believe sanctions on Nord Stream 2 should be permanent, or should the pipeline be allowed to be turned on?
Senator, I think Nord Stream 2 is now dead, and as you have said, it is a hunk of metal at the bottom of the sea. I don't think it will ever be revived.
Why do you feel that was a U.S. action? What evidence do you have of that?
Well, first of all, there's direct radar evidence that U.S. Helicopters, military helicopters that are normally based in Gdansk, were circling over this area. We also had the threats from the United States earlier in this year that one way or another, we are going to end Nord Stream. We also have a remarkable statement by Secretary Blinken last Friday in a press conference. He says, this is also a tremendous opportunity. It's a strange way to, it's a strange way to talk if you're worried about the piracy on international infrastructure of vital significance. So I know this runs counter to our narrative. It runs, you're not allowed to say these things in the West. But the fact of the matter is, all over the world, when I talk to people, they think the U.S. did it.
Incredibly, credulously, should we be looking at it in light of the kind of wave of stories that we've seen coming out offering different explanations for who is responsible for Nord Stream?
By the way, first thing, don't believe anything the government says. It makes up whatever is convenient. And so there's absolutely no credibility to pinning it on one person who happens to be under wraps and in custody in Ukraine. So I'm still going with Seymour Hersh till I hear otherwise, but who knows? I testified in the UN Security Council on a session calling for an independent UN-led investigation. Who blocked it? The United States government. So, you know, a leak in the Post come on, of course, what do we know? But what we do know, even from that leak, is the CIA now tells us, oh, we knew all about this, and we even warned them against it. Whereas others say, the CIA trained this guy. Whereas others say this is yet another cover story because the one that Seymour Hersh talked about is the real story. I don't know, but what I do know is the United States has blocked any real investigation of this.
Phenomenal one. Original. Y'all run me down like wild geese. I come from post money. Deal with the property, mad, mean and savage. Skill from me band with no bedroom knowledge. Steel plate line me back well firm up and solid. Now, feel pon the trail, me know me can manage. Berlin, Irish, Marshall, seed in the office. Top tier thing after a stand and baggage. Straight like a run up man and rabbit eye. Girl request the best so them a get the more. Now settle for the less I and I settle the score. She run a physical and she still waiting for. She said she have a problem and I'm on the cure. Push up, sit ups, jumping jacks on the floor. Cayenne pepper and garlic when the lion does a roar. Tougher than steel from the hardware store. She feel explosion when she never get before. Rasta around pretty girl them. We them requests we fulfill them out. Feed me body upright.
Farmers across Germany converged in Berlin to join a giant protest.
Phenomenal one. Original. Y'all run me down like wild geese. I come from post money. Deal with the property, mad, mean and savage. Skill from me band with no bedroom knowledge. Steel plate line me back well firm up and solid. Now, feel pon the trail, me know me can manage. Berlin, Irish, Marshall, seed in the office. Top tier thing after a stand and baggage. Straight like a run up man.